Are you guys ready to rock? April 25th, 2019. It's a Thursday. It's going to be absolutely an amazing day, guys. 13 market moves analysis plus top observations. Here's what we got going on. Oh, plus tons of trades that we're considering trading today. So here's the observation from April 24th. We're noticing there is an abundance of bearish reversal candles pretty much everywhere, no matter which sector we're looking at. Now, amazing thing is happening this morning. As you probably know, and I hope you have been paying attention to all the companies on our list that were announcing earnings last night. After-market action is very much telling you the entire picture of what could be taking place in the following few days. And what we're noticing is Facebook is up hugely. Microsoft is up hugely. But at the same time, is these behemoths, okay, that take a large percentage of a lot of these indexes, as they're rocketing higher. The market is not responding. There's something wrong here, guys. So S&P 500 is not moving higher. NASDAQ plus 7 points at the point I'm recording this. Like, that's nothing. With all these big companies that have such an impact on the indexes, the market should be like up like crazy this morning, but they're not. So the weakness is showing in the indexes despite of the key tech stocks being up big on earnings pre-market this morning on the 25th. Now, the third point is charts of most Asian markets are screaming the top. And guys, I'm not going to have time to cover all the Asian charts in this video. I'll try to do a separate video on that. But if you were to take a look at Hong Kong, South Korea, like this charts are amazing. I mean, they are clear tops. So, and here's some trades for the day we're going to cover. We're going to take a look at Facebook, Tesla, a bunch of them. So here it is. We're observing bearish reversal candles everywhere. Take a look at Domino's Pizza. And I know some of you were scared to take trade yesterday when Domino's was just going higher and higher and higher. Guys, I know a lot of you just chickened out. Guys, this is how the money is made. So look at this. Now it shows a black candle. And look at this huge tail. If you've taken the charts divergences course, you guys know what this means. This means that while the stock was going higher and you were looking at your screen and everything was just looking so damn bullish, what was really happening, look at the accumulation distribution. The banks were getting rid of the stock. So I know it's confusing. Price was up, but what was really going on? They were selling it. So for those of you that were confused by the price action, guys, this is why you've got to study these courses. You've got to make these analysis and examinations so you would know specifically when to pull the trigger. Because I've talked to a couple of guys that I just literally just had to give them a kick in the butt and push them to add to the position right here at 295, 300. Guess what? They all made money. But if you chickened out, guys, this is, just take a picture of this so you would not chicken out next time. As long as you learn from this experience, you will become a better trader. And that's the ultimate goal why you signed up for this service in the first place. So you can identify these type of trades on your own, guys. So with that said, Caterpillar, look, bearish reversal, bearish reversal, bearish reversal. Yesterday, after the drop, creates another bearish reversal. Not as pronounced, of course, as in the case of Domino's, because Domino's actually went higher initially and then sold off. In case of Caterpillar, a gap down and continue to sell off, which confirms our observations that we've been emphasizing over the last few days. When these stocks go higher, they pull back on the second day after going higher. They reverse. When stocks initially fall off the earnings right now, just short them on the bounce because they will go lower. Both these are great examples. Now, bearish reversal candle on Anthem. Check this out. 1, 2. So bearish reversal candles are pretty much forming everywhere, any sector, right? So Boeing did not hit our level where we ideally wanted to get into the short side, which was this 394 level. But look, a black bearish reversal candle in Boeing. So it may not even make a run at 394. We may see it test this 360 level before it ever gets to 394. But what are they talking about at the news? They're talking about, oh, things are good in Boeing. There's no reason to worry now. It's going to go back above 400. It's a bunch of BS. It's not going to go above 400. It will continue to drop from here because, guys, charts don't lie. Bear, another bear. bearish candle. All of these things do not equate to the stock moving higher. That could go sideways slightly and then drop, but the drop will come. iRobot, right? Congratulations. Finally, I heard that a bunch of guys took this trade. So the analysis was such that based off the history of the stock, we said, look, it's got a history, these $30 moves on earnings announcements. So we calculated the magnitude of the move, how based on studying the historical charts, behaviors, and patterns of this particular stock. So somebody left a crazy comment on this one saying, well, why would you trade low volume option stocks? Guys, it doesn't matter. Options are worth whatever they're worth. If you're in the money $5, it doesn't matter what the amount of contracts traded on the particular stock. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's worth what it's worth by its intrinsic value. So we're not focusing on how many options a particular stock trades. That's absolutely irrelevant. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't have been using this as your criteria when you get into this trade, unless you're jumping in buying like 5,000 contracts, okay? But well, most of the guys that I trade with, I mean, we trade 20, 50, 100 contracts maybe. Look, this is not a big deal, okay? You can get in and out anytime you want with 50 to 100 contracts. That has never been an issue for me, even if volume in options is not high. So here's BIIB. Bearish reversal, bearish reversal, bearish reversal, drop. As stated, be careful because this level is coming, 220, 225. I mean, we pretty much calculated that yesterday. Bearish reversal in Netflix. So again, now it's against this resistance, 380, 385, as we voiced in the prior videos, and now it's reversing. So bearish reversal candle in a technology name. Here's the main observation this morning, pre-market, as I'm recording this. So LRCX, which would be a good sample of what semiconductor stocks are doing. It's up big time, actually, from 195 to 207. Microsoft up from 125 to 130. Facebook up from 180s to all the way above 202, above 200 level. So with these stocks being up, you would think that NASDAQ would be up like 50 points. But guess what? You may or may not be able to see this. It's up plus 7 points, basically unchanged. I mean, a 7-point move in NASDAQ is like nothing even happened. But it should be happening. With big stocks like Microsoft and Facebook rallying by this much, I mean, a move for Microsoft typically is like $1 or $2. I mean, this thing is up over $5. That is a huge move if you study the history of Microsoft in relation to Microsoft price action typical after earnings. That is a pretty damn big move here. So with these stocks making these moves, the indexes are not moving. Something is wrong here. Something does not add up. And this one right here, XLNX, this is kind of artificial technology, somewhat cloud related, I guess. So this is actually selling off. And so this could be, I don't have it on the slides, later, but this could be worth a shot because, again, an easy strategy to do would be what? It drops down, it tries to move higher, on the bounce, short it, chances are it will revisit this level of 121, 122 area. Okay, so kind of a divergency going on. With all these big names being up substantially, the market should be up, but they are not. And later you'll find out that the VIX is also up. So what's going on? All these great earnings, all the companies are moving higher, and the VIX also moving higher. So that is definitely a divergence developing here. The most important aspect to focus on today is this, guys, because that's going to give you an answer how to make a bunch of money tomorrow, next week. So yesterday we stated we're expecting a huge reversal in some of these names, particularly Amazon will really going to be the determinant factor whether these markets are going to be moving higher or not. And witnessing what's happening today pre-market, the most important conclusion for today and the most important observation for today would be to identify, are these stocks, are they also going to create a bearish reversal candle? Because if that is the case, then it gives us the red light to go ahead and short the rest of the tech stocks that are going to be announcing earnings over the course of the next week. If these things pop, we short them, it's going to be giving us a very high probability trade. So the key observation again, we're watching Facebook, we're not trading it. We're watching Microsoft, we're not trading it. Now, this one I would consider trading LRCX because we have been paying close attention to the semiconductor sector. Stocks like AVGO have been showing signs of weakness while the market kept going higher the last few days. Actually, AVGO just was really hesitant. We saw some institutional selling begin. So could this be the beginning of the reversal, bearish reversal on the semiconductor stocks? Yes, especially if we get a bearish reversal candle on this name today right here. So very important day from the standpoint of making these observations. So ton of earnings, guys. We're not going to be able to cover all of them, but we'll just focus on some key ones right here. So all of these names reported earnings after hours. These are reporting earnings pre-market, and we'll discuss some of the trades that we're actually considering. So here's how Facebook looks, right? Strong move up, double top in a way, but again, what are we doing? Guys, we're not trading Facebook. Facebook is not your ultimate vehicle for trading options. We're better off taking some other trades, and I'll describe those that we're considering in just a sec. So again, will Facebook maintain this 200 level today, or will it come back even to 199 or 195 level? That would be important. That would be very important to find out if that's going to take place today, because it gives us a clue on how to trade the rest of the tech stocks that are fixing to announce. Okay, so Microsoft is another important observation, up hugely pre-market this morning, but I would like to observe this one because to me Microsoft these days is a large cloud player in the cloud sector. So I want to see if we get a confirmation on the fact that the cloud stocks are topping. So if we get a bearish reversal candle on this, that tells us that all the other cloud plays that we have been witnessing, the top information on the charts, okay, if we get a bearish reversal candle on this, that really confirms and gives us an extra reason why it does make sense to keep shorting this cloud stocks. Considering an actual trade here on ALGN, 300 strike puts, the stock initially popped, then sold off to a level of 275. So knowing how to read this, guys, and if you don't, okay, I strongly encourage you to click the links below, take the courses, if maybe you've taken one but not the other. I mean, this is the time to do it so you have full understanding on how to really execute it and take these trades to your advantage. And more importantly, learn how to identify these trades on your own. So why would we consider 300 strike when the stock is currently trading at 294 at the moment I'm recording this? Well, look at this. We've got a triple top formation on ALGN. It used to be a $400 stock almost, and then hit some lows of 200 levels, 190. All happened over the course of the last 12 months. And so now it's working its way up, but it's hitting the strong resistance at 300. So the reason why you would want to buy a 300 strike put is because the probability it's going to break above this triple top is not very likely. But the probability is going to possibly clear this level of 270, 275 is very likely. So this gives you a really good trade here, maybe about a $20 move. On a $20 move on weekly options, you can make quite a bit of money. So I like the fact that the moment it bounced higher, it sold off. Okay, so this is a really nice setup, and the 300 level looks very interesting. So ideally, when you want to pull the trigger, if you see this thing pre-market hitting a level of 300, 305, that would be a good area to come in and target. Your first target would be 280, 275, close half of the position there, keep the other half of the position for more gains because it could go lower tomorrow. Okay, so we've covered that trade, and the next trade we're considering is FFIV. FFIV in a way is kind of sort of a cloud play as well. So considering 165, 160 puts in FFIV. So what happened to the stock right after the earnings announcement? The initial reaction was lower to a low of 157.20, then currently bounced to 164.25. Now, the important observation is this bounce happened so far on non-existent volume. The volume is pretty much nothing. So I like when stocks go up on very thin volume because oftentimes they're not going to be able to hold this move higher and they will reverse. So if we take a look at the longer time frame chart, this is what we're seeing. Number one, where we're going into this earnings announcement with a bearish reversal candle. There's another bearish reversal candle. and another top in formation. So we got sort of a triple top. So the reason why you would want to buy these 165, 170 puts, 160 puts, because the probability is going to break above the 170 level is not very good. The probability is going to drop below and hit this level of about 150, 152 has a much greater probability. To make it more visual, if we take a weekly chart, you see this level right here of 150. You see every time it gets there, it's been managing to escape further drop. So it's got pretty strong resistance right here, guys. But you can also clearly see how well defined this downward trend is. And clearly when they are taking the money out of this stock, they're doing it on much greater volume. So on these red candle days, when institutions are pulling their money, we're seeing a spike in the sell side volume in relation to the buy side volume when the stock tries to rebound. So we like this setup because we're right against this blue line, which is the 50-day moving. It's been trading there under this blue line for quite some time. So try to break above this 171 level. Probability between 5-10%, 90% probability it will move lower. So how do you put this trade together? You wait for a bounce till it goes maybe 165, 170 level. Pull the trigger there. Buy in the money 170, 165, 160 level puts. Close the position when it gets to this level about 150 to 153 range. This is a very strong level for the stock. I like this again because it's moving higher on lower volume. Now here's an interesting play right here. I think this could be a failed breakout. Now this one is tricky. Okay, you could make a really, really nice trade here, but be careful, guys. Okay, and this is what I mean by being careful. This is another cloud top in place. So we've noticed on all these stops in the cloud stocks, and this is one way to actually capitalize on this. This stock pre-market is at 263, 260. Now, it's actually never been at this level before. So it's dangerous because once stocks break out of these levels, they could move to a completely new area and a completely new area where they've never done before. And when they do that, they can run substantially higher. Does this chart remind you of anything, guys? Yes, in one case, we're seeing the multi-top formation, but this chart highly resembles what? Come on, guys. You know the answer to this one. This one is too easy. This one resembles the chart of Netflix. Remember how Netflix has been trending sideways for some time? On Netflix, right after earnings, what did it do? It initially popped lower, then move higher, pop lower again. So we're very likely to see maybe a behavior that's resembling on Netflix. However, if we see some sellers coming in, because right now the stock is up pretty much 20 bucks. So this is where it closed yesterday, 240, 270. This morning, pre-market, it's at 263, 260. We could get a candle that could resemble Domino's Pizza candle. In other words, one of those black reversal bearish candles. So if this stock opens right here at 260, 265 by 9:30, I would definitely start buying some puts. Now, if it keeps breaking out higher, maybe if it breaks above 270, I would cut the losses there. It's if it starts moving higher on substantial volume. But let's say it opens at 262, then it moves higher to 270, but you're noticing that the volume is light. This would not be an area to get out. This would be an area to do your last add at about 270 and wait for a reversal, probably to this 254 level, maybe even 250 level right here, because this is kind of where it broke out of twice, kind of setting a triple top so far pre-market. So if we're correct on our observations on the cloud sector, this one could make you a bunch of money right here, guys. But be careful. Keep your losses in check. In other words, if you see it breaks above 270 on strong volume, close it out without even thinking about it. Okay? And maybe wait and get in this trade once the circumstances are going to be a little bit more favorable. But this is an interesting one. You know, look at this. I mean, top. Like, this is 5 tops in a row with decreasing strength. I mean, this is nice because, as you can see, the sell-offs, again, they're on much higher volume besides this gap up that was created. But since then, the stock really haven't done anything. But the entire sector is stopping. So this may be a good trade. If you look at the weekly, the MACD is just about to make this bearish crossover, which contributes to the bearish side of the trade right here. Now, here's an easy one, considering PKG 100 level puts. Pre-market hasn't done a whole lot, not trading, and this one typically does not trade on a huge volume, guys, pre-market after earnings announcements, so there's nothing to be concerned here. But we basically just $1.70 lower. Now, this is not the stock like iRobot, guys. It's not going to move 30 bucks in one day, but it could easily make a move maybe 5 to 8 bucks. So consider that. So far, it's down $1.70. It could make a move as big as maybe 5 to 8 bucks. This is how it looks on the chart, and this is why this is such an easy trade. Do you see this huge gap down right here? Since then, huge bullish reversal candle. But now, right at this level, when orange line and blue line look like they're about to make a bullish cross, it happens on diminishing volume, it happens on bearish MACD, and it happens on decreasing RSI. All of these factors combined with this 3 back-to-back bearish reversal candles produce a good environment that creates a low probability that this stock will actually break above 100, low probability that it's going to break above 100, guys, and high probability that we'll revisit this level of about 92 to 94 bucks, where it didn't stay very long last time. Now, the importance is this. The two huge candles that are sticking out, they're kind of a warning that this drop could come in, and it could be a significant one. So we're expecting another big red candle on this thing today, targeting the level, getting in trade as soon as the market opens, buying these 100 level puts, and getting out about 92, 94 area right here. Considering Tesla 265 level puts, guys, on a bounce only and a revisit of these 250. Based off the action pre-market, does not look like it's going to drop 30 or 50 bucks today unless we see some sellers coming in. And so I would watch this. I would not trade this. I would watch it. If it bounces on low volume to, let's say, 265, only then and only then I would consider buying 265 puts and expect a revisit of 250 level. If not, this thing is going to offer us a much better entry point, possibly over the course of the next few days. So I would rather wait. There's tons of trades that we could be taking. We're not expecting a big move here. It looks like they are defending this level of 250 again. Tesla stock crash is still in the making. It looks like it's going to take a little bit longer than we have expected. Now, April 24th, let's cover the market moves. The market move yesterday, guys, was a 6. For those of you that have been asking me questions, why did we record it as a 6? It's quite simple. Overall, the market opened kind of indifferent to what was going on. A couple of points lower, a couple of points higher. For the rest of the day, it pretty much, we draw this line right here. You know, I had two characteristics when the market sold off. But what makes it a 6, if you look at the very latter part of the day, like last 15 minutes, do you see this last drop that has taken place? It happened on very high volume right here. I mean, this barely fits on this column right here where the volume bar is going. So this huge sell-off, this quick, fast drop happened on huge volume. So this is a characteristic of a move 6 when the huge sell-off happened right going into the last 2 hours, especially in the last 30 minutes of trading. That's exactly what we're seeing here. But more importantly, right, this is not the first sell-off that we had intraday. We also had a sell-off right midday. We had a sell-off before lunch. So we keep witnessing these sell-offs in various parts of the day, which is a part of the top in the markets. The 2-day sequence is 1-6. This is how it looks. Actually, I apologize. I got the wrong slide here. So you guys can just plug it in on 2-minute, 2-day chart and see that it's a 1-6 combination. The 5-day sequence here is 2-7-4-1-6. This is how it looks on the chart. So it looked like we just had this major bull situation, right? But it's followed by a 6. And again, what I've got highlighted for you here, guys, by these dots is the moments when you see this red line, sharp red lines intraday and going into the close, they happen on much bigger volumes. That is a sign of a top. The top is very, very near, guys. And with that, it's interesting that we're finally getting a TRO. Yes, trend reversal opportunity, guys, in the VIX. It is time to buy some calls on the VIX. because ultimately I think it's heading to a level about 16, 17 by next week. Yes, I think the top is that close. Here's some confirmations of what's actually been taking place. So for the first time in a long time, VIX, when it breaks above, it does not close this gap. And so far pre-market, it actually creates another gap. So now we got 2 gap ups higher consecutively. If we take a look at a longer time frame chart, we can see this setup is very nice because it really tells us that this is a bottom in the VIX, temporarily, short term at least. And this is a strong bullish reversal candle right here with the tail sticking down, guys, followed by multiple reversal candles. So at this point, you've got a series of higher lows, which is basically the creation of a new uptrend in the VIX. So where we're targeting the VIX is reasonable to expect that it's going to hit a top right here, just above 16, so 16, 17, just like in the prior 2 cases right here. I think that is where we are heading. So next market move, I actually calculate a huge probability, literally 90% of a bearish move today, despite of all the key names. Okay, the market is not moving higher, it's hesitating. I think ultimately it will resolve in another move 6, 11, or a 3. With that said, guys, key takeaways. It's time to step it up and take action now. Short the tops, VIX calls, TRO. If bank stocks are done, which looks like they are done with the rally, Netflix stalled exactly at the 380 resistance that we've been talking about. Keep an eye on Amazon. There is a great probability it will reverse, especially if the key names will reverse today, if they form bearish reversal candles. The big reversal is likely to happen tomorrow, Friday or Monday. So position yourself properly, guys. Make it a super trading day for yourself and your families. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow.